Hi guys, welcome back on board of Crypto Cruiser. It's me Chris, and today we're gonna talk about the Bitcoin chart and where it's heading in the immediate short term, and how I was able to predict from all-time highs we're gonna drop to price of around 69,000, and we'll consolidate. And now let's just start from the beginning. And since I launched my channel, I've been nothing but right. From price of around 66,000, I told you we're gonna drop to prices below 60,000, and then we're gonna have a final wash off wave to confuse and to shake off all the weak hands and test prices below 50,000. And that's exactly what we did. We went 49,000 and then we had a huge bounce. But how did I know that? Because S&P 500 was already correcting, and for the overall bull trend, I've said here that it's going to be healthy to have a correction, and that's exactly what we had. We had an ABC correction, 10%, a regular correction. We didn't go to the abyss. We didn't go to a bear market, as some of these big YouTubers with huge following have said. They've also said that we're going to a bear market here end of October. Between end of July and end of October, we had over 17% on the downside, the correction. But I mean, of course, I didn't have my channel then, but I knew that this is just a correction because nothing has been broken. The structure remained bullish. So the same goes here. Nothing has been broken. The structure remained bullish, and I've said one of my first videos, I said a V-shaped recovery, and that's exactly what we did. We start hitting price of its previous all-time high at price of around 5,000, 5,650, and then I said it will be healthy to actually come back and test this previous resistance line twice at previous all-time high, and then again end of July. That's what we did. We came back, we tested this previous resistance line, we turned into support, and then we had continuation of the trend and start hitting all-time high prices for BTC. So now we are just, in my personal opinion, of course, anything I say in this video is not a financial advice. It's for pure entertainment purposes. And before you do anything, please do your diligence and make your own research, because that's not a financial advice. Now, this is just, in my personal opinion, a correction. Now we're testing again this. So basically, in the process, we formed a reverse head and shoulders, which is a bullish pattern, and measured from the head to this line here. The price target should be at around 6,200. That's the price target. So now we tested it once, we bounced back, we tested it again, which of course is not a good sign. But my personal opinion, will find a support somewhere in these levels of around 5,000, 5,600. We found a support, and then we're gonna have continuation of the trend on the upside. And I'm not gonna be surprised if by the end of the year or early next one, we're gonna start hitting price of above 6,000. This is just my personal opinion, of course. And what happened with BTC? We had a huge bounce. Then here in the consolidation phase, I was telling you on a daily basis exactly where we're going, on the upside, on the downside. Then here from the local top at 65,000, I told you I'm bearish in the short term. From 23rd of August till 6th of September, I've posted over 20 warning videos telling you that we're gonna go from 65,000 to 52,000. So basically from 70,000 all the way to below 50,000 to 65,000 to 52,000 to all-time highs perfectly. And right here on 10th, and actually in the process we formed a huge triangle pattern. We broke out of it on 19th of September. We tested it once here on 2nd of October. We tested it twice on 10th of October. And I told you I anticipate a huge recovery. Start hitting price of above 66,500 and potentially 70,000. That's exactly what we did. We hit around 70,000. Then I said I anticipate a pullback and start testing these previous local tops at 65,000 and 66,500 and turn them into support. And that's what we did. We formed in the process a W formation, which is a bullish sign, and then we snapped to all-time highs the way I've said it. From here, I've said it will be healthy to actually come back, retest these prices of around 69,000, and that's what we're doing now. And now, because this move has been quite on the downside, now, I mean, pretty much I've nailed every single move for BTC. Right now is what I'm anticipating is actually on the daily chart. It'll be a bit better. It'll be more easier for you to see. So something like that, potentially it can play out. So we'll consolidate. Well, let's say S&P 500 drops down a little bit further than that, and of course probably Bitcoin will drop down further. Let's say no more than 68, 68, 69. We'll consolidate for a few days, maybe weeks, and we'll just consolidate, and then potentially we're gonna start going up, and potentially between, let's say, between 72,000 and 68,000, between 72,000 and 68,000. Consolidate, and then we're gonna have, let's say, by the end, by 23rd, 24th of November, we're gonna have a huge bullish momentum on the upside, start hitting price of above 80,000, and then potentially 85,000. Something like that potentially can play out. Or the other option is to slowly. That was my base case scenario, that once we start hitting prices of above 76, 77,000, we're gonna start correct. But I don't think we had, because we had quite a huge steep downward momentum. So perhaps the local, this can be the local top here at 60, at 70, 73,000, almost 74,000. So now, if something like that happens, we'll retrace a little bit further than that, and let's go and let's see if we go to 68,000, and then we, let's say, if we have another push to prices of around 72,000, but we can't take this local top, and then we go further down to prices of around 67,000, then my personal opinion is that the whole month of November will be bearish, and then we're gonna have quite a steep correction. Just a correction, not a bear market. When everyone's gonna be shaken off from their boots and they're gonna be super scared, this is just gonna be a correction, setting up high lows, I mean lower highs and lower lows, which is a bearish formation. And then perhaps we can find a bottom somewhere around prices of around 62, between 60 and 62,000. My personal opinion, I don't think we're gonna go below 50, below 60,000. Form a W formation, and then again on the upside start hitting price of above 67, and then 72, and then 75, and then 80,000. So something like that plays out. Which scenario is gonna play out, we have to see. In my personal opinion, war has more has a bigger, like a percentage wise, has a bigger chance of happening. I think this on the downside, because I thought we're gonna correct, and then we're gonna have a huge bounce on the upside, and then the correction will happen. So basically something like that. I mean, it possibly that can play out as well. So let me just see. Yeah, from here, this can potentially play out from here, and then the correction, and then the correction, let's say, occur from like this, right? But my personal opinion, that we didn't have the strength. We didn't have the strength. Let's see. My base case scenario still remains. I mean, we can exactly do what I've said. Let's say we find the bottom here at 69,000, and we have a huge bounce on the upside, and testing price of around 76, 77,000, and then potentially come back. I mean, to be fair, it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 percentage wise. At the end of the day, I remain bullish. This doesn't mean that if we're gonna correct for 2-3 weeks, I'm gonna turn bearish. In the short term, yeah, I'll be bearish. But again, another 50%, let's say 49%, it's actually this scenario to play out. Start hitting prices of around, let's say, 68, and then bounce to 71, and then lower, and then higher low to 69, and then 70, 73, and then to 70, and then huge bounce on the upside. Something like that can play out absolutely. absolutely as well. But I think November is gonna be a quiet month. There's not gonna be a lot of movement going on. It's gonna be either consolidation or just a correction on the downside. This is just my personal opinion, of course. Anything I say in this video is not a financial advice. But so far I've been, I've been quite successful with these markets, and I mean, at the end of the day, my chart analysis played out the way I thought it will play out. So um, if you, yeah, I think you can find quite a lot of good information by following my channel. So if you want, you can subscribe to you can subscribe to my YouTube. It's for absolutely free, of course, and yeah, and it'll be much appreciated. So again, just to yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened with these charts, but yeah, let's see. So something like that, I've told you. But so far so good. I've been nothing but right. From 70 to below 50,000, from 65 to 52,000 to all-time highs. And now you know what's my opinion, and where I think potentially these things can go. Bitcoin will go in November. Yeah, if you want to subscribe to my Patreon, you can subscribe to my Patreon and support my work, or you can subscribe to my YouTube. It's for absolutely free. It's totally up to you guys. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see each other later on. Goodbye.